Hello guys, I welcome you all to my YouTube channel, and today we're going to discuss about is exception handling. So in Python code, if there is error, that error could be of two types. It could be an exception or it could be a syntax error. So let me clarify what is the difference between those two things. So if a statement is given like a is equal to string, b equals to 4, and if we do c equals to a plus b, so it will give us the syntax error because the parser would throw us an error that this particular statement is not according to the Python standards, that is PEP at Python enhanced proposal standards. So it gave us the error for that particular part. Now if I just remove this one, now it runs fine, right? So this was the syntax error, but what could be the exceptions? Exceptions are many different kinds. It can be of zero division error, it can be of value error, key error, or you can raise your own exception also. Raising your own exception, okay, let me clarify what that thing is. Particularly if it is given x equals to 10, and if I say if x less than 5, then raise an exception that would say that this there is a error. Let's see. Now uh, now it didn't raise any exception, but if I do Python uh, greater than x greater than 10, then it just raised an exception that this is a error, right? So you can raise any kind of exception, like you can raise value error here. So it is giving value error to us if x is greater than 5, and yes, x is greater than 5, but if I do just 2, then it will not raise any exception and it will run fine, right? So we have discussed two things. One is the raise part and another one is the syntax error, right? Now let's go to the general try and catch thing of this exception handling. So here in the try part, we run our code, which is a normal Python code, segment of the Python code which is into the try block, and if there if there is no error, then it will run smoothly and nothing will happen. But if there is some error in this part, in this particular part, then we'll go in the except part and we'll try to figure out what the exception was occurred, right? So let's see an example. If I see try, here I give a equals to 10, b equals to 0, and if I try to calculate a by b, that would be 10 by 0, then definitely it should give me some error, except, right? And except exception as e. Now I'll do print e, and it is division by 0 error, right? Because b was 0. And not only you can try to have only one exception block, you can have as many as you want. So if I do except uh, value error, then print value error, print value error. Also I can have except zero division error, and in that case I'll print divided zero division, right? Now let's run this code. As you can see, we encountered this exception, so it runs this part, not this part, not this exception part. So this particular except block is used to catch all kind of exception, doesn't matter, but these particular are very specific to the type of exception. Like this one is for value error exception, this one is zero division exception, right? And also for let's try to catch this value error. If I say a is man, and c is equals to int a, so here you can see there is a value error because we can't convert a string into the integer. That's why it's giving us the value error, uh, uh, value error, right? Now there is one more thing, that is finally what this do is, let's do printed, right? So this particular block will execute no matter error occurred in the try block or it doesn't occur in the try block. Let's see. Printed, it printed if value error was there, but if there it is an integer, so there was no error, and though it's also printed, right? So you can relate this, that this finally block will always print, doesn't matter whether there is an error or not, there is no error, right? So this is a kind of short intro about exception handling. You can run more from uh, more type of exception like file not found exception, and there are so many type of exception. You can go through the any good site and read about all these exception, right? And this raise method is also important while doing object oriented programming, making your own classes and all. So I hope you get a bit idea about what exception handling it, and thank you so much for joining me here.